just goes on its own.
Holiday starting soon, so please stay tuned. We're here with a few of our guest hosts. Gabrielle is here, Preach
Alright.
is here,
Five,
and Sin Lover
4,
is here.
3,
I'm
2.
gonna do a little live.
Do a little dance.
That's a nice beat.
Alright?
That's a sick beat.
What's up, New York?
What's up, everyone? We are back.
Live from New York is Blunted on Reality.
We're live from Brooklyn, New York. What's up? How are you guys? Hi, Sin.
I'm good. How you doing?
You always sound so calm. I love that.
Why? Because you had a little trouble coming in? You're a little stressed out?
Yeah, but you're always like this, and I kind of like that.
What, my radio voice?
You have a good sex voice.
Very seductive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Look who's here with us today.
Who we got here?
We got Preach here.
Hey, let's
We
clap it
love-
up.
we
Let's clap it
love
up. Thank you.
Preach.
Clap it up, man. Let's have a good time.
We've had Preach a few times. We
Yeah.
love Preach,
Yeah.
and we
I'm
have.
not a virgin to this show now.
You're not. We've already popped your cherry a few
Absolutely.
times.
We didn't go. You didn't bring me to the gynecologist, but you still knew.
Good
We'll
Lord.
get to that. We'll get to that later.
And we got Gabriel here too.
Hi.
We've got Gabriel. This is the second time, so his cherry has been popped already by both of us.
It has been popped up plenty.
Whoa. That shit's been popped up plenty.
Did it hurt? Or no.
Nah, that's why you prepare.
That's right.
It's all about
My first time
foreplay.
we're here.
All about foreplay.
How do you prepare? You don't eat?
The
Damn.
Really nasty,
The
really
innuendos,
fast.
man.
It just went in there. I'm here.
How about we just start the show? Good God.
You know what I'm
You know, we start the show,
saying?
we get naked. Big one.
Well, talk about hymens.
Hymen. Oh, okay.
Oh, we're talking about hymens.
Speaking of hymens,
Speaking of hymens, you go ahead. Well, we had, I wanted to talk about what T.I. said in a podcast this week. I think the podcast is called Lady something. There's two ladies on the
Okay.
podcast. And he said something regarding the fact that he
Please,
takes
sorry.
his daughter. I think she's 18 now. Is she 18?
yeah, yeah.
He takes his daughter every year to the gynecologist to make sure her hymen is intact. That sounded like so grandpa to me, but what do you guys think?
That sounds grandpa to you?
Hymen? Like I always heard that the hymen can be broken in many other ways,
It can,
not
yeah.
just
Mhm.
Like-
bisexual intercourse, right? Like if you ride a bike or if you finger yourself or if you put a tampon in there.
But first of all, who the fuck does this? I'm just saying. Am I wrong?
That's why I said like kind of grandpa, you know? I don't know. I mean, how did you already know how the females feel about this?
What about the
But
guys?
how do
If you,
guys?
yeah,
Well, I mean, I don't have a daughter, thank God. I don't know if I would go to that extent to find out if she's. I can kind of see what he's doing though. But like you guys said, and I think it's scientifically proven that you can break a hymen in different other ways other than sex. So there's no clear cut way, and like doing all that. You know, he said in his southern thing, like, you know, well, she don't ride no horses or ride no bikes, so I know what she's doing. So if that's broken, then
True.
But I think it's a little bit far fetched. Going a little too far. It's too intimate for me. I don't even want to know all that stuff. No.
That's what I'm saying. Who takes their kid to
And-
the
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
GYN?
Her
I think
privacy is kind of
that's what I'm
like.
saying.
Yeah.
Is he
No.
sitting in the fucking office? That's what I'd like
hope
to know.
not.
And she also needs to write consent for him to get that
Yes,
information,
but
correct?
that's
Yeah.
That's an HIPP
HIPAA.
yeah,
Yeah.
violation.
You're in
right
fucking
there.
violation, HIPAA
You
violation.
can't give your personal information. I mean, I don't know if that.
To
works
even your
like that.
parent.
No, it doesn't.
So even your parent,
Not
you can't.
even.
No.
Because
yeah.
even like when you're young and you go to the gynecologist, if you're sexually active as a female, no, your parents they don't have to know.
Right.
No, they even ask.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
do you
part of
want
the
your,
oath, yeah.
your parent in the room or not?
Mhm.
So what if your father's, ladies, if your father said, I'm going with you to the gynecologist?
Absolutely not. Not that I'm a lady.
That's
That's
That's weird. I mean, I
Nah.
remember my mom growing up. We are 3 sisters, and she would always tell us that she was gonna check, but she never did. She would scare us.
Okay,
So we would be always scared, like, oh my god, like my mom's gonna check us.
right.
Meanwhile,
But
you
she always,
probably.
yeah.
But I'm not feeling like, but this doesn't make sense.
Right.
Because it's also like this is coming from this has a very long history, a very long social history. It's
Okay.
connected to religious practices.
Yes.
Because you have people, especially in Christianity, like way back when, that it was like virginity was only measured in that time as like, oh, the hymen
The
ruptured,
hymen.
and therefore you lost, you had deflowered my lady or something in that sense.
Yeah.
But the ridiculousness of it is that that particular physiological aspect cannot be used solely to determine any kind of sexual intercourse.
Right.
And it can and it
Exactly.
shouldn't even be a measure of purity,
Right.
which is where it's coming from a subconscious social standpoint.
Yeah, well, for him, he just wants to make sure nobody's
Right.
banging his daughter.
And
Well, I
it's
think the
like-
other issue also with I think that people have is the fact that it's an unrealistic attack. I don't want to say attack, but unrealistic supervision of an
Yeah.
8-year-old girl now, especially these days. I don't know when you guys lost your virginity, but was
I
it
was
before
late.
18?
Definitely.
I was
No.
late. I was late.
I was 19.
Okay, but still, it's
I'm just saying.
I was a teen, but I was like almost, I think I was 16 and a half,
Right.
almost 17, but
But if you lost
still.
your virginity at 18 as a girl, it's not a major thing these days, especially. I would imagine. Like, it's not a.
It's exactly, and in junior high, I remember like some of my friends were fucking and I had not even had a kiss.
Right.
At 13, I had little friends around me that were already having sex, and I'm like, yeah,
I
because
had
they're
little
little
friends.
kids. You know,
Right.
you're like,
Sure.
you're 13, so you don't know what the hell you're doing at that age.
I don't-
Not that I knew what the fuck I was doing either at 16,
I
honestly.
mean, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing right now.
I'm not. I'm just trying to get mine.
I have something to say though about that. What if she's having sex on her anus? Like, parents don't think about that.
Can I ask you a
A lot
That's
of
a
women
good-
give their
that's a
ass
good
before they
question.
give their vaginas.
But then that's questions of virginity. Because then, like, what,
Exactly.
like, first of all, that is the most ridiculous thing I could ever conceive of. Because
Yes.
what is virginity? What are we even talking about?
Exactly.
'Cause it's ridiculous.
But listen, I've
It's
known
like-
I've known women.
What?
that-
Nah, because I was having the same conversation with somebody, and I don't know if this is to be true,
Mm.
and I'm asking for the audience. I heard like Jewish women do that
Ooh.
to preserve
Oh, I never heard
I
that.
don't
that
know.
to preserve their virginity. Like
never-
Hasidic Jewish women, they.
Yeah?
That's what I was
It's the
told.
first time I
But
heard
I
this.
feel like women in general, if you want to preserve that, you would want to give something up because there are other ways you can suck a dick, you
Right.
can
Point.
give your anus.
Right.
Point.
So is he checking her throat out to make sure she ain't sucking dick?
No.
Is he
Probably
checking like down there in the ass, making sure no dick went in
Hey,
there
man.
How
yet?
can you tell?
You know what I mean? You can't tell. So
That's-
even with the hymen, you can't tell. If the hymen is broken and she's using tampons,
Isn't
Right.
she 18 though?
exactly.
Like, get the
She is
fuck
a
up
grown
out of
adult.
here.
She
Hey, she's a grown adult. She's
can
a,
make her decisions. Well,
18, you're still
legally speaking.
Yeah.
legally 21 is when you're an adult.
Well, legally you can make
Well,
a porn
yeah, that's true.
at
Yeah.
18.
Well, you ain't living in my house.
Well, no, it's seriously.
He's like, you ain't living in my house. Get the fuck out.
I'm just saying, at 18, you
You
can
moving
make a
out
porn.
west?
But this is the whole problem. Like this is why sexuality is such a contested issue in the law in a
Mhm.
lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Because you have like several different states have different perceptions of what it means to be like of age. And then on top of that, the whole country as a whole is like, okay, so you can serve in the army at 18,
Right.
but you can only drink at 21.
But girls were getting
And it's like,
married and
where is
pregnant
that?
in 14 years and years ago.
Right.
Yes,
so it's like,
very
what is
true.
this? So what like, you know, it's always been always been up to social debate.
Listen, I think it goes back to look. We as men, we know how we are. We know how we can be very we could be very predatorish in terms of getting women and trying to get women, and we will do whatever we have to just to get in them drawers. And so
Persistent?
I'm pretty sure T.I. is very familiar with that, him being a male in the industry and being who he is. So obviously he's looking at his daughters like, oh shit.
But he also has boys, and they're
And
a
that's
lot
the-
younger than 18, and he pushes them, like, he's cool with them having sex.
See,
So what?
that's
There's a
whole-
double
And that's
standard.
that's a double standard.
That's
for us.
always
Oh.
existed, you know?
This is my discussion about the social double standard that happened as a result of a lot of the social, cultural, and religious implications that
Yeah.
we grew up in. Because you have to remember, the United States, after it destroyed everyone once it got here, like the colonizers, when they came in, people from England, they were Protestant. Protestants were very, very strict, especially around sexuality. So everything about the U.S. government and everything about the subculture of the government is very much influenced by that strictness around the body.
Right.
And Christians too, because they don't believe in condoms and they don't believe in a lot of things.
Who,
that are-
Christians?
Yeah.
They don't?
Absolutely not. If you're a Christian and you're married, you're supposed to have babies.
Here we go.
You're supposed to work.
Oh, well, that
with
goes with
the,
that. Yeah.
What is it? Where it's called the rhythm.
Right.
So as a woman, you have to figure out the days you're not ovulating in order to not be pregnant, because Christians, a real Christian Catholic, doesn't believe in wearing condoms.
Because they're married.
So ridiculous.
What
has
happens
to
when
do
you're
with
irregular?
It has to do with
Exactly. Exactly. No contraception.
But what if, like, wait a minute, but
Look at preach. I'm gonna
Yeah.
find a Christian
I grew up
like, but if you
Catholic.
get married regardless, we're not using condoms anyway. Like, I don't.
Yeah, but just in general, they don't believe in premarital sex.
Right.
Premarital.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you're not supposed to have sex before marriage. So
Which to
you are
me
not
is
supposed
Which is
to be.
ridiculous. How? Yeah. Wow, that's
Listen,
crazy.
I need practice before getting
Also,
involved.
I need to know who you are and how you are in bed before I ever marry you.
I gotta know if it's stink.
Imagine you get in there and you married to someone, and then you just every single day you wonder why.
That sex is whack.
That's fucked
Or
up.
you want to see a different, a different kind of. You want to see a different one. You want to see.
What the fuck is going on over
Now
there?
he brought up a very good point.
That's what I'm saying.
Very good
You don't
point.
want to do that.
He's
For
he's
men
turning
and
all
women.
red.
It's true. Because I just feel so bad. There's so many people who do
I'm
this.
fucking dead.
I mean, yeah.
He's absolutely right, man. You gotta test out. You don't buy a car without test driving it. So,
No,
That's
absolutely
right.
not.
you know.
I mean, this is very controversial because the girls issued an apology, actually.
Who? The
The
daughter?
girls from the podcast, because
Oh,
they say
okay.
that a lot of people were like talking about the fact that they didn't say anything when he was expressing himself, whatever
Well,
he
he's
said.
also the guest, though.
Which again, it's not their fault, the fact
Right.
that he said what he said.
Right.
But they're both women, and a lot of women were attacking them because they were just laughing about it and they didn't say anything.
Everybody
You know,
I
everybody's
understand,
so.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I would have been fucking laughing too. Like, are you really fucking serious, my man? You really sure? You know what you're talking about right now?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Even Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood also twittered like 3 pages explaining why
That's when you know.
the hymen has nothing to do with virginity.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
shit.
I don't know who you want to beef with more, Planned Parenthood or PETA. You don't want to beef with neither
With
one of
any of-
yeah.
yeah.
neither one of those. You don't. You don't want
Damn, we should have
You know what
busted out
happened.
that tweet, put that
Yeah.
shit up on the screen.
you do not want that smoke.
Yeah, we'll place it on our Blunts and our
For those that still
story
have
after.
Twitter, go check that shit out.
Yeah, they went off. They really did. 3 pages I saw.
I can't blame them for going off because that is an antiquated way of thinking.
Yes.
That has no science behind it and has everything to do with, well, misogyny.
Pretty much. I mean, she's a woman. She's 18.
Right.
That's kind of embarrassing now.
And
like,
after
then
something like this,
Right, and then especially if he's not having the same kind of prescriptions for his younger, like,
boys.
sons.
Yeah.
Like, of course, let the males have their fun.
But then again, think about this.
There's no
the
hymen
boys
for
are
men.
okay.
Yeah, like-
they can go and have sex and impregnate another teenager, but
No.
your daughter can't have sex. Think about that. So your boys are 15, 16, 13, and they're cool going to fuck another 14, 15-year-old.
he's not worried about anybody's hymen but his own daughters.
Yeah, but that's, you know what I mean. That's a big ass double
It
standard.
is.
So what's
I'm
gonna
sorry.
happen to the daughter now? She's gonna get ghosted, which is the, which is the topic of
yeah.
the day.
If that shit is out there, no
What a
guy wants to
segue.
date or no boy. Nah,
Clap it up for that
that's
segue.
You know those
Yeah.
boys are not gonna get any, so they're like, no,
Yo,
I'm
Just
good.
That was
bringing
That's
it in.
smooth.
Cindy, that
She's
was
not
She's
good.
gonna
That
get
was good.
ghosted. We're
was
talking about
brilliant.
ghosting today.
Because guys, let's talk about ghosting.
Let's do it.
The topic of the
Yeah.
day.
All right, well, define it. What exactly is ghosting?
Exactly.
What
That's
is
right.
it?
That's literally our first question.
What is it? I don't know what exactly it is. In terms of, I'm guessing you go out with a woman or a person of the opposite or whatever gender your preferences, and then you guys just end up not. One of the parties just doesn't respond.
Yeah,
You just go missing.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Ghost, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you don't even hang out with them. You just start to get to know them.
Mhm.
A call here and there, a text, and then they're like out.
Or you're in a long-term relationship, which I've seen on MTV, the new show Ghosted,
Mhm.
which is pretty good. And like you've been
I've
in
seen
a
it.
year relationship, and then all of a sudden your boyfriend just disappears.
See, that's probably.
That's hard.
That's a little.
problematic.
I can understand it happening
problematic.
after a couple dates, and you're like, yo, you're just crazy.
Yeah,
If I've been with you for a year and then you
And
go
you
missing,
bounce, that's ghost times.
that's really
10.
intense.
That is true. That
wow.
is true.
Well, so
So,
what
yeah.
causes it? What causes somebody to ghost?
Psychological dispositions.
Being a chicken, pretty much, and not being able to.
He said something way intellectual, and you were like chicken, being a chicken.
Being a chicken.
There's gotta be balance
Pretty
here.
much. There's a balance.
That was
We're
perfect
balanced.
balance.
There's gotta be
I was
balance.
still trying to figure out what he said.
Psychological disposition.
She said chicken. I said, I know that one. I know that one.
Well, you don't have any way of confronting someone when something goes wrong, right?
So essentially
you don't
breaking
know
up.
how to.
Without
Some people
breaking
don't.
up.
Yeah, they don't like confrontation,
yeah.
so they just
Yeah.
disappear.
Yeah.
That's
And
wow.
it's funny because
I
I feel
know.
like
Yeah.
this is like in this generation that happens. Maybe it's happened before,
I
but
wouldn't
because
be
we didn't
surprised
have like
by that.
social media.
Yeah,
or,
well now
like,
you hear about it more
phones.
because of the social media.
Well, we actually named it too, ghosting.
There's also
Which
mooning.
that was
Yeah.
mooning.
I've heard this. Yes.
Well,
It doesn't.
ghosting-
It doesn't.
I
mean
thought
to
that
pull
was
down the
showing your
pants.
asshole.
No,
Oh my
no,
God, I was gonna say, I know
was gonna
mooning means to
yes,
me.
yes, but there's a different branch of ghosting, right?
right.
So, but the idea is like, as the Earth has a moon, so too do you keep certain people in your orbit
Yeah.
without necessarily engaging them.
Okay.
So like, they'll text you, and you'll text them every so often, and be like, "Hey, nice to see you again.
Right.
Nice to discuss with you." And then you give them a little something, something, and then you leave again. And
So
you have them in
that's
your orbit.
is that exactly a ghosting? Because that's happened a lot where you're dating someone and then like I was telling you, Sin, they disappear for like 3 months, right? And then you're like, okay, this guy ghosted me,
Yeah.
and then he comes right back,
This
like
is what I say.
just
It's
comes
half
back like,
ghosting.
hey, how you doing? Like, what you doing? Like,
Mhm.
what are you even texting me for?
Do you even? But do you entertain them?
I have, and then once it happens again, then I'm like, okay, this
So wait,
guy, there's something going on.
Where did he go? What did he say?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
This is what I said. He
This
went
ha-
out into orbit.
This is
I'm an astronaut. Like,
He
what?
came back.
This happened specifically
He
to
went
the
around.
guy that I was
Right.
dating, and he actually lived in
Floated.
Florida.
He can't All right, go ahead. Say it.
Well,
say
it
it.
happened with the guy I was dating, and he lived in Florida, but he played for the Giants. And oh shit, shouldn't have said that. Right?
Okay.
No,
And then
That's
he
fine. Ain't
was,
nobody know yet.
yeah,
Right.
you didn't
There's a
say
lot
his
of people.
name.
There's a lot of
You didn't
people.
say his name.
and
Around what
he
year?
just-
What?
no, it's not a big player. It's somebody that literally was just with them for a few months, got injured, not with them anymore. And then he just came around, kind of disappeared for a few months, unfollowed me on Instagram, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Uh-oh.
So then I had posted a picture of him, of a picture that he had taken of me. But I guess he took pictures, on the regular. He was a photographer, but not really.
Mhm.
So I guess the person he was dating, because I kind of put it all together,
Right.
FBI here.
That's right.
I guess she saw the picture and she realized that he took the picture. But I guess he was dating somebody else that I
Right.
didn't know about. He disappeared for a few months, and then he kind of came back, like 5 months later, and I was like, oh, hi. Of
Right.
course, I kind of entertained him because we were just like hanging out. We
Right.
weren't really in a relationship or anything. But then when he did it again,
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, this guy has, issues.
but
There's
ghosting-
something going on.
But ghosting him basically mean also that a guy probably found somebody else to entertain him.
Or he already had a girlfriend.
But yeah, right.
Point.
And she found out, and then he had to let it go. whatever
Without
he
telling
was
the
doing.
without telling the other person.
Exactly.
They
That's
don't want
what
the
I
whole.
think happened.
Yeah, he could have just been like, "Listen, I have a girlfriend XYZ," but no, I've been ghosted too. And yes, he did come the fuck back.
Yes,
Because
excuse
you
me.
motherfuckers.
I swear to God.
That happened to me too, right?
How long did he ghost for?
A long time, like 8 months, maybe almost
Yeah,
a year.
almost a year.
Full
And
orbit.
then, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He did a
Went
full
around
orbit.
the whole planet.
He went around the whole
Crazy.
fucking thing,
He
but
said,
him and I never got intimate or nothing like that. But we
Mhm.
spoke for a long time.
Right,
like
right, right.
there was
There was
a little
intimate
satin,
things
satin.
happening.
Wait a minute. Now
But
let's
not-
dissect this. Though, hold up.
Oh,
You guys-
here we go.
Wait a minute. There might be a method to his madness I might agree with. Now hold on. Now you're basically telling me that he ghosted because there was no intimacy. Well, there was no intimacy.
No, that's not why.
Why did he ghost?
Because he got a girlfriend.
See, I knew
Listen.
where you were trying to go.
But
there.
I
Yeah, I
figured
know.
it out,
I saw you.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
But
Because me too, I'm
Different.
FBI.
Right.
And,
We are all women are FBI's. And I guess men too sometimes.
and I found
Getting
out,
their
and I
shit.
told her, I was like, oh, this one, like, he just, like, disappeared. He also blocked me.
Yes. That's weird when they ghost you and then they unfollow you or block you.
Everything.
There's
And I was like, oh,
wait.
okay. And then, like, he came back, like, months later, like, apologizing for how he dealt with it.
And he
and
told
whatever the
and he
case
told
is.
you there
And
was
he
that's
told
something.
you.
He told me.
And then you.
Well,
But I knew already, because I
Right,
told her.
right.
Yeah.
Did y'all go out again?
No.
No, I still haven't seen him.
Yeah, there you go.
But he still, calls me.
Yeah.
And
Which
you
is
pick
so-
up though.
What?
You pick up
I
though.
talk to him once in a while.
Yeah, I know. Like,
I don't take him. I don't take him too serious because
It can
he's
happen
he's
again.
another young guy.
So what's the point? So what's the point of talking to him then?
Cause he's cute, and I would.
Oh.
It's entertaining.
And she would. You heard the last.
Entertaining purpose.
Okay.
I would go down that road.
Yeah, but you haven't been intimate yet.
Damn.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
what I'm
the-
talking about.
See,
Oh.
but a lot of it has to do with the thought.
It's
like it's
You're
the-
too intellectual for me, man.
It's the-
You
You know, when you
the
think about
balance
it,
and the
but
thought.
it's like you look at it that the person walks through the door and you're like, "Viste esta visión," you know?
Yeah. ooh.
Oh, like
Yeah.
then you think yourself into it,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Nah, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
We were very impressed with this young gentleman who came to my birthday by
Yeah,
himself,
actually. Yes.
Okay.
without no friends, without. He was like, "I'm
That's
coming
it.
to your thing," and I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, whatever." And he actually came, right? And Eve was like,
He
What
is
the
cute.
fuck? Yeah.
What's going on here? Yeah.
See, that's an impressive social move.
"That was very
That,
impressive."
you know what? It's funny because I said that most guys or even women are
Yeah.
scared to go and meet you, or in a like a public your birthday, for example, which was
yeah,
by themselves,
yeah.
where all your
Mhm.
friends are.
Oh yeah,
That's
rough. Yeah.
that's scary, right?
Yeah, I want to meet him.
Yeah.
That guy walked in there like he owned the place. I was like, "What?"
But if he does do that, he has some balls to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
you gotta be
either-
impressed by that.
it's either-
Absolutely.
I was very impressed.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's
He
either he has balls or
definitely,
he's crazy.
yeah, he probably has a big
One or the
dick.
other.
Because guys with big dicks, they just walk into places like.
Not necessarily.
I don't know.
I've seen many of the ones with smaller ones the same.
Really?
Mhm.
So why are they so confident?
Because they are small.
And that's confidence?
Compensation.
Oh. Do they have big balls?
Look at Preach! Preach is like, why you bitches got this fucking intellectual motherfucker up in here?
Yeah, he's dissected every, no pun intended, but every inch. Like,
No pun intended.
Damn. Does
Gotcha.
it have to be something different? I'm sorry, I have to ask them.
Uh,
Because
Every
they're
inch.
gay or like heterosexual men don't have that. Like I wonder if
it depends. It depends. Now we're wading into some very interesting waters.
very,
It's
very
like-
murky
That's
water.
I'm weak.
That's murky stuff.
Very interesting.
that's crazy, yeah.
I'm fucking weak.
But the
with
topic of today is
Ghost
Ghosting.
right, because that's a whole nother topic.
We can talk about
That's
penis
a-
size on another show.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm definitely interested.
Thank you.
I'm completely finished. I'm completely finished.
Yo.
So have you ghosted anyone?
I have ghosted
Hell
and I
yeah.
have been
Fuck out of
ghosted.
here. Y'all women are crazy.
I
man.
knew you fucking would
You
have.
got to sometimes,
We need to
man.
hear like some juicy stories.
Not juicy I mean, like there have been women that were like, they show they play games. So I usually do it when there's any sign of playing any type of game. Like especially back then, I didn't have time for that shit. Like it's just corniness. So any type of like miscommunication or intentional miscommunication, meaning you wanted to hear something else, or you would pretend you didn't hear something so you can avoid the situation. Then I don't have time for it. Like I'm not gonna go back and forth. And then you call me back, and after like a month, to say, hey, what's up? You want to go hang out or whatever, whatever. But yeah, I hate that shit, man, for real.
People do play games.
They play a lot of games. You gotta ghost them. You gotta get on
bullshit.
it. Yeah, it's corny.
Okay, but tell me a specific one.
I don't know. I mean, I don't.
What's the juicy
It's,
story?
I'll be honest with you. We don't. I don't.
You've never had no crazy bitch, like, you know?
Oh, he's had crazy bitches.
Oh, you
He
know
just
what I
said it
mean?
too.
You ghost
Yeah,
someone,
yeah.
and some people don't know how to stop texting or messaging you. Like there
Yeah.
has to be a certain time
Yeah, that is a
frame
good point. Yeah.
that you
I think
give
you've
them,
had some.
you know?
Has got to. Yeah, that. Yeah, I've had that where it's like you're, and even as a guy, even you look at the phone like, yo, you're crazy.
Like what? The long text messages?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. Good. Oh, yeah. I'll give you a good one. Oh, yeah. Oh man, the girl I was there with. She just got mad because I was busy at the time. I wasn't responding to her text messages.
Okay.
And then she took it. She thought I was ignoring her.
Oh shit! Oh, that's.
But she kept texting and texting and texting like, "Hey, you're not picking up."
But how?
I know
What a period of what time? Like 2 hours, 8 hours.
This is what
You
I
know, that's
said.
like a shift, 8 hours. So
Remember
some
what I
people.
said.
You
need
mean her
to
spazzing out or the ghosting?
Keep
You
texting,
from-
texting.
Oh, it was like a span of an hour.
Oh, wow.
She was texting throughout a whole hour. Like I even still have it. Like
Talking
Oh,
by
no.
herself.
it was like years and years and years and years
Will you
ago.
delete that?
And you still have it?
Yeah, my phone. I have my own. My phone's.
Okay.
Well, that's one conversation to go through later after the show.
Oh.
And then and yeah, it was pretty much like, yo, I'm looking at my phone and I'm busy and I'm like, wow, she's getting crazier and crazier. It's like, all right, hey, what's going on? Okay, I see you're not picking up. Okay, I'll hit you up later. 5 minutes later. Okay, are you ignoring me? Because why are you ignoring me? I don't like if you're ignoring me. I told you I really don't like you ignoring me. Like, can you please hit me back? Because I really want to talk to you. And it escalates further and further. Fine, you don't want to fucking talk to me? Fuck you then.
So she's having a conversation all
By
by
herself.
Literally.
By herself.
Yeah.
Literally.
But you know why? Because she's talking to her own emotional trauma.
Yeah.
Yo.
She's probably been left before.
Yeah.
She's probably been ignored in her relationships, whether it's by her father or her mother or whoever it is,
Mhm.
Or an
her
ex.
sister or ex,
Yeah.
whatever intimate relationship
lost
has
it.
had. So that kind of thing then
She
reflects
lost it.
in every other relationship.
I just
So,
said-
you know,
But
I
she's
said-
expecting
Yeah.
him to fill that void and take care of her.
Right.
I sent a text back like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then that was
Very male, like a typical
like,
guy.
Yo, WTF.
Like,
What is wrong with you? Not
No,
even
but it's
writing out
true.
you with the you.
And ever since
never
then,
saying again.
It's true, the girls is true though. We're guilty of that. You can
Yeah.
write fucking paragraphs and the guy just come back.
Word.
Okay.
you're like, all right, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I want that.
We do that intentionally because we know that pisses y'all off. Like,
I'm usually the other way. Like they write the paragraphs and I do the okay. That's horrible.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I like
Yeah.
the flipping.
I have to
the,
flip
you know,
things, you know, because
I like the upheaval of the patriarchy.
I don't know. I mean, not in every relationship. It just depends, I guess.
So have you ghosted anybody? Because I know.
Yes, I have.
Me too.
Because it's just uncomfortable, and then it just gets to a point that they don't understand that you're not interested. You know, when you just tell somebody you're not interested, that's it. It should stop.
mhm.
But if somebody doesn't, then you have to change your number and shit. Sometimes it's a lot.
It's like a
What made, so
little
what made you
madness right
what
there.
made you ghost them?
I was dating someone and I wasn't interested anymore because I don't know. I was just like not. We went on a few dates and
Dick
I
was
just
whack?
didn't like him.
Didn't vibe.
The dick was whack.
The vibe.
Probably.
No, we didn't even get to that point.
That's
Actually.
you probably felt it in the
The
voice.
dick
But
was
it
wet.
was just, I don't know, the vibe wasn't there. So I just sometimes you don't have to say straight up I'm not interested. Sometimes there are other ways you can get around that and you think that they
Let me not.
understand.
Oh my God.
But then they don't, and then it's very uncomfortable.
I
But
have
sometimes
words
you
on
could
that.
think they're cool or whatever. Like, okay, the vibe is chill, whatever. But then all of a sudden they start with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Can you send me a picture?
Yeah, or can you send me a nude?
The next day, can you send me a picture? What are you
No, that's
doing?
weird.
Yikes.
Can you send me
Yeah,
a like?
guys do this, guys.
What the fuck?
I've seen it happen. I do not understand it at all. Because I look at it and I've had people send me like random pictures before. Like it's like, oh, I'm not really. Two things. First, like people should pick up on body language.
Yeah.
Is this really that hard? You can tell I'm not looking at you.
Yeah, or not
I'm
interested.
not interested. Like
Yeah.
there's like read the room. It's not hard.
Yeah, but hold on. But we always find
Right.
out there's those stories where the girl wasn't interested, but the guy was persistent.
Yeah,
And
but
then she
there's
had
a
to-
body
Right, but
language
there's
to
a
it.
body language
There's a
to
like.
Like-
thing
No,
to it,
there's
you're
like there's
you
been
know?
girls that have genuinely not been
Really?
interested in other
I
guys.
don't do all that shit. What the fuck was
I
that?
don't know.
What the fuck is that?
Some girls do say they're not interested by, verbally,
Right.
but they're actually interested. You can read their body language, like they're on a date with you. They make time for you. They text you back. They call you back. They pick up your FaceTime.
And, yeah.
Those are signs that they like you. If they don't do any of those, they don't like you. They don't answer back. They don't text you back. They don't pick up your FaceTime. You shouldn't be FaceTiming, by the way, without a text first.
That's
That's like a
That's
fucking
a good
rule.
point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I
Girl.
fucking. That's the other thing I don't like. Right away, they're FaceTiming you.
Yeah,
It
you
feels
make
so
an appointment to
uncomfortable.
FaceTime.
Like,
don't
Oh,
have
you
to
mean the
FaceTime.
first FaceTime?
First
Yeah.
FaceTime.
Oh yeah. That's weird. That's just like
Yeah, that's weird.
No. Mm-mm.
I don't like that.
That's very odd.
Everybody in the room is unanimous. Don't fucking
Don't
FaceTime without a
No.
motherfucking
Because
appointment.
now you gotta make sure your
Yeah.
background is right.
But it's
your
also
shot
like
is-
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable because it's like I don't really know you.
Yes.
And on top of that, like the idea behind it is that as a like FaceTiming,
Right.
I see your face, in real time.
Yeah.
You are here. This is effectively your avatar speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
This
And
is-
also, what's going on behind you?
right.
What's
Yeah.
your face behind you and shit? That's just-
And
What's
why
going
the
on?
baby screaming in the background? you know, you're
What
like,
projects are you at?
Hey, where do you live? Yeah, very weird.
God.
Yo, for real.
I'm telling you, it's a lot of
Disgusting.
crazy shit out there.
You gotta do your laundry from what I see behind you.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Jodia's apartment?
I've seen it where like, yo, like you need to mop. Or you need to you need to do the dishes, bro. Like, shorty, like.
So you see this girl's there like, hi, and Preacher's too busy like, the
You're
fuck
fucking
is that over
shit.
there?
Like, yeah, like,
You don't like my top? What the fuck is that shit behind
nah,
you?
man, fix it. Yo, you gotta fix your bed. Clean your tub. There's a ring in your tub. Don't clean
Yeah,
that.
God. Either way, it's difficult, right? Because you have people that it's hard to read body language, but people who are self-aware would be able to,
Yes.
and be able to sit down and effectively have that communication with you.
Right.
And then on top of that, like it does get problematic, and the only thing that you can do is just leave.
Yeah,
Because
sometimes.
otherwise,
yeah.
even if you try and engage them, they already have an idea of you in their head
Yeah,
and what they want from you.
right.
That it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah, you can even be friends because
Right.
they already have this thought of what they're gonna do.
Mhm.
That even when you are not interested in that way,
Right.
we can be friends is not enough.
No.
So then you have to kind of go.
Don't you have to like aren't you obligated to let the person know why you're leaving out? Just not for yourself as well,
Yeah.
but for them. Just so they know what they did wrong.
Sometimes I feel like you're an adult and you should know what the fuck you did.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's so obvious and big
Yeah.
that it's like, dude, you should know like what happened. For example, like what happened
I
with
don't
Houston. This guy asking you for pictures and pictures while he only had 2 damn pictures on his
Right.
was it Bumble? I'm sorry, I made you do that. But
I don't know. I think it was Bumble.
The face of regret.
The face of regret.
Cindy's like, I'm done with this app. I'm not doing this
I was
anymore.
done in a week. Like, I can't be on dating apps. That's not gonna.
She's like, this guy only has 2 fucking pictures and he keeps asking me for more pictures.
Yo, and the last few times he asked me, I was like, yo, just go look at my profile.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's
you
fucking
need
photos there already.
Yeah. That's it.
How many do you need?
No, and then in their head, it's like more. Yo, and it was only like a fucking week.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, what's up, babe? And I'm like,
Excuse you? What?
even little shit like that. Like, you don't know me.
Y'all were just texting?
Yo, dead ass. He was just texting me.
Nah.
Yeah, no, if he said like, did he say like you could say sweetie and not be a too.
See, but here's the difference though. When you say sweetie,
If he
you
says
know
baby, like
if you're
that's a
saying
little
sweetie,
weird.
you know you're just looking for sex.
Yeah,
Really?
that's weird.
Yeah,
Sweetie,
because
I
if you
don't
come up,
like-
if you come up like at the
Yeah.
get go and you're like, yo,
This nigga got
sweetie,
the
what's
cheat
up?
codes,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'm just like,
He got the cheat codes.
I'm just saying, I see
He's
too
like,
many.
I know.
Listen, I've seen too many guys.
I'm just saying.
Too many guys on Grindr try.
So wait, so
Too many guys on Grind try
On
it.
Grindr, yeah.
What they try?
They do that whole
Sweetie?
thing. They do sweetie, cutie, this, and that, and I'm like,
See?
that means I want to fuck?
yeah.
Yeah, that's too much.
Oh, really?
Because really, what it is like you're trying to endear yourself to the person.
Nah, hold on, man. Let me figure it
You know
out.
what I'm saying? Like, just to jump in, is you're trying to endear yourself to someone, right?
Mhm.
And how do you endear yourself? By making pet names.
Yeah.
And that's not an actual pet.
How about hun?
See,
Mm. I don't think so. Like, I don't like it if you and I are not there yet. Like, if we're just
Yeah,
like
that's the whole
talking,
thing.
then I'm not into the
Mhm.
sweetie or.
Right.
I actually take offense to that. We were having a conversation before when I was like bartending and guys would just like, sweetheart. Oh, I don't like that.
Right.
It's like, for what?
Like,
But you don't
why
like-
are
For who?
So
yeah.
wait, you don't like? So what if he said ma'am?
How
You don't
about
like ma'am?
excuse me?
Right.
Okay.
Excuse me sounds good,
Because
but
what is
you don't
because
know
what is
me.
right, and
You're not
because-
texting. You're not texting that.
Excuse me sounds
Excuse
good.
me.
Because,
What's up?
because
You're not
also,
doing
like,
it.
what's the sweetie doing, right? What are
Yeah.
you saying like sweetheart for? Because what
Because I
it
think
is-
you're
is
thinking
that-
sweetheart.
Right,
Be
you're
cute.
thinking
I'm
that
trying to be
that-
cute with you.
You're trying to be cute, but the thing is,
And I'm trying to fuck.
like the right.
I don't know.
I got
it
you,
can be
because-
coming. It can come off both ways. Like
Right.
you trying to be cute, but it can come out like
But
I am offended by it
Right.
somehow.
Because what's the underlying thing
Right.
beneath it, right? Because
Right.
at the end of
Mhm.
the day, especially with a lot of how society has been structured, especially with predominantly male engendered thing, where males are the ones who got it,
Good
right?
for you.
They're the ones who get a lot of the social privilege, right?
Yeah.
So when
Exactly.
they say sweetheart or when they say honey, right? They're
Yeah.
looking at woman as an object.
Yeah.
And
No,
they're
I
saying,
don't-
Like, this is like.
I
this
don't-
is the
I don't
thing
see
I
that.
want to have.
Exactly.
But
Why don't
again,
you see that?
You don't.
Because I'm just saying, like, no. First of all, I don't say hi, honey. Like, I'm saying that to like a
What
wife.
do you say it to
Right,
waiters?
right, but that's the
Do I-
song, right?
Wait,
that's-
say that again. Do I say to who?
To waiters when they're serving
No,
food.
God, no.
See,
that's
that's what I
like,
mean.
Okay.
But that's what I
God,
mean.
hey, honey. No,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
wild.
Or
No.
bartender.
I might say sweetie. I'm like, oh,
Right.
like if I pay the bill, I thank you, sweetie, and then I leave. Like it wasn't. I don't know. I'm so sorry, ladies. I didn't know.
I guess sweetie is not that
If
bad,
I'm-
but
if-
sweetheart, I don't know why that's bad.
It's
That's
just-
like
it's
the
just-
same.
it's just-
No,
Yeah, it's the same.
no, it's not. Like,
It's just-
No, I know. I know. I know.
Sweet
I think,
Maybe
I think
it's the
sweetheart
way-
sounds a little bit more demeaning.
Yeah, it's
Right,
demeaning, sweetheart.
Maybe it's
Because
the way
it's-
they say it or when they say it. Like he's saying it
Right.
as he's walking out. Like,
Yes,
thank you,
that's
sweetie.
different.
Great.
That's
He's walking
right.
out. You're gonna look at it like, sure, no
Social
problem.
context.
But when
As
you're-
opposed
Social
to,
context.
Yeah.
hey, sweetheart, yo, can you get me another drink?
Yeah, I don't like
Right,
that.
right.
Fuck
This is
you.
This is what I'm saying.
Right,
So
right.
it's about it's
Exactly.
about the social context, right?
I'd like if you're gonna do a pet name. I have pet names I like. Baby doll is a cute pet name, or just doll.
Mhm.
Doll. is
Just call me
cute.
Senyo. Like, fuck this
I
shit.
mean,
The fuck?
Or love.
I got all the old
Love
ones.
is good too.
I got all the old ones. I'm like Rose or
Go.
things like that, you know?
Which one?
Like Rose. Like when you call someone like your sweet Rose.
Oh,
You know?
I've never been called a rose.
It's an old thing, yeah.
Preach,
Old
go.
thing.
I'm gonna try that.
Mm.
That's when you speak in poetry.
But that sounds like a name.
Nah,
so
yeah,
I'm
you
like,
be
yo,
like-
I'm
You
gonna-
ain't fucking speaking poetry.
No, I'm not definitely not doing that. Hell fucking hell.
I already know, preach.
Too much effort. Too much effort.
No, I'm like, I gotta rhyme the. No, I'm good. I don't have time for that. Like, I'm not making an album here. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to beat. Like, chill.
Just trying to smash.
Yeah, I'm just trying to smash.
Because you know what's nice too? It's a lot of the things that come in context.
Yeah.
So if I'm with someone and we're talking about something and we both really like a certain movie or a certain character or whatever it is that we like, or a book, right?
Mhm.
Like naming each other after that character or that book or whatever it is that you share with each other, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
But that's someone you know.
But that's someone you know.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm.
I mean, but I think sweetie is fine. If you said it like you're getting your check, signing, thank you, sweetie. That's fine.
Right. Otherwise, I'm a
And
ghost
plus,
you.
like, look at you, Preach.
Otherwise, I'ma walk
Like, you're
away.
such a sweetheart that I don't
You're gonna get
feel
ghosted.
I don't know. Apparently, not. I don't want to
feel
be.
like I would
I don't want to
take-
be called sweetheart. Stop.
You see what I
Show
mean?
me some respect.
Honey.
You know what I mean?
Show
I
me
like
some
that. I like that.
respect.
But I think guys like that in return though. Like,
How about Big Daddy?
oh fuck, we trying. I'm trying to.
Big Daddy is a good one.
Bye. You can call. Yo,
I had someone trying to.
remember when they asked us? Well,
Well, Cindy, wait. Cindy
Uh-oh.
had a name for a guy. Can I say it?
I did.
We would talk about him in private.
The guy with the big dick.
Yeah.
Cock
and-
monster?
Cock monster. Yeah.
Yo, you called him that?
I used to call him that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you and your
Cock monster.
fucking cock monster. Yeah, I was like, you're the fucking cock monster. He was just laughing. I was like I'm dead ass. You know, like your shit is big.
So yeah, his
He
name-
thought I was just trying to be funny. But I'm like, no, that shit is legit kind of big.
she made a name. She wouldn't even call him his name. It
But
was
that's like,
Cock
was he
Monster.
like that stroked his ego? I would imagine no.
You said that was a disease?
I don't know, man.
No, I said it stroked his ego.
Oh.
Pause.
All I know is that looking at him and then seeing that, I was like, this does not match. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, and then it was
Weird.
big?
He's petite, like, and his shit is fucking huge.
I've had that before. It's quite an interesting experience.
All right, well, I don't even want to picture this.
Wait, is it you?
No!
Oh.
Mind you.
Oh, you're petite.
No, because this is, no, I'm talking about short.
Oh.
I'm talking about short.
I'm just
And
talking
it was
about,
like,
yeah.
But you know what? The thing
I'm
is
just
that
talking about
it's
he's
not that great when
thin,
it's
like,
so
yeah.
big like that.
It's not.
No, it really
But
wasn't.
in any case, the reason why I say it was
I can't deal with cock
She had to
monsters.
stop. She had to stop cock monster.
I was like, nah, bro.
Yeah,
nah.
over.
It's too much.
Ghosted.
And wearing the wrong size fucking condoms. Like, what is wrong with you? Do you not realize that you really should be throwing on the fucking
And it's funny
max?
because the ones with the little ones pull out the magnum and then you're like trying to look at the thing. Like,
Yes.
okay, can I see?
It's
But
that
all I
Pac-Man-
see is
Exactly.
It's that Pac-Man moment where you're like, woo, whoop, whoop.
No, but this
Fly away.
guy's taking out the regular, and I'm like, that's not gonna work. Do you know? I know you've had this shit with you your whole life. Like, has no woman ever told you that's not it?
Yo,
Is
wow.
it cheaper maybe?
I don't
Probably.
fucking know, bro.
Are
But
the condoms more expensive when they're magnum?
No, it doesn't matter.
It really just depends.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
it was just all wrong.
When
Like,
you
I
think
was
about
like,
fucking, you don't care what the price is. Like nobody gives a fuck.
That's true.
Like,
That
I'm trying to get
makes
some pussy. This is too expensive. Nobody worried about that.
So has anybody ever experienced being ghosted?
Yes,
But
I have a story.
but you felt like it's your fault, like something was wrong with you.
I have stories on this, yes.
Tell us a juicy one.
I'll tell you a juicy one. It actually links to the person who was a little bit petite and had the big dick.
Ooh.
The cock
The
monster.
cock monster.
Hey.
There you go.
Hey,
That's what that was.
just wear a condom for the story, all right? It's supposed to be easy, all right?
Call him cock monster for the full story.
All right.
That'd be way better.
Cock monster's gonna be great. But in any case, so we dated for a couple weeks because I knew by the end of like week 2 I was like, this is not gonna work, because I met him at the because it was when I was in my master's degree. It was like the first year of the masters, and you know how they have those things where you like gather and all the people like first years come together. So it was first years, but I thought it was first years for master's degree students. It was first years for everybody.
Oh.
So when I liked him, I was like, oh, I like this one. He's like 19. I was like,
That's
oh,
young.
he's young. I was like, we'll see how it goes. So, long story short, we dated for a bit, broke up, became friends with benefits because we actually like hanging out with each other.
Or
Well,
fucking.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Because cock monster.
Yeah.
And after 3 years,
Okay.
Yeah.
3 years of friendship, hanging out, whatever, right? I go to him. This is after like the holiday season. This was last year. I go out to him, holiday season. I was like, hey, look. So I've been thinking. I really like you. It seems to me that we like this could work.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you want to try it. He says yes. I slept over at his place. It was real nice. I wake up the next morning. It got frosty. When I say motherfucking frosty, I say it got cold.
What got cold?
Like
the air?
everything got cold.
What,
like
dick?
Everything.
What got cold?
It was more like
The
vibe.
situation, the vibe, the
Everything got
relationship.
cold. Like he didn't
Frosty.
like he didn't.
I'm sorry, sounds
no,
delicious.
Like I know, but he didn't want to look at me. He didn't want to touch. He didn't like. It was like I tried to engage
What?
and nothing. I tried to engage
Like
and
talk to
talk
him.
to him or like touch him, whatever. And this was just the next day. Nothing.
Commitment?
Then he was. I got words on this. Then after that, gone. Didn't hear from him since.
Okay, so let's break this down.
Wait a minute.
Before you guys went to bed in the same place,
Yeah.
y'all were all ready to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Y'all fall asleep.
Yes.
You wake up and
Yeah.
the vibe is totally different.
Vibe is different.
Something probably happened while y'all were asleep. Whether he heard you do something
He
What?
changed his mind.
Perhaps.
by sleeping. Or
But
No, he
wait,
changed his
but
mind.
wait, I find out. Get this. I find out later because this is me snooping. Every FBI man, I watch. I
I'm just
watch.
saying, we're FBI.
FBI, you watch.
Yeah.
So I find out months later that he has a girlfriend.
He's bisexual?
Mm-hmm.
Does she know he likes men too?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was a lot, but I was out here like, Oh.
So he
Wait,
had
hold
a
up. So he had a
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Yes. It was probably, I figure it was probably around the same time that he was getting with her, and then I came in and was like, hey, so, you know, I was wondering, and he said yes, because he did like me, and then just, whoop.
It kind of just, it probably scared the shit out of him.
Scared the shit out of him
Yeah,
and
scared
everything.
the shit out of him.
From
So-
one night to the next.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
from one,
saying.
and that I could see that happening, like,
Mhm.
because
That's what
like
I'm
you,
saying, yeah.
Well, what if he was in love with you 3 years? 3 years of friendship. They
That's
they
what I'm
had
saying.
something going on. They were
'Cause I-
fucking him all the time.
there were
That's
no
what I'm saying.
labels though.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's a good point.
It's
So
the
that's
whole
why I
label
acknowledge-
shit.
That's why, because you know what it is? It's about communication.
hmm
It's about being able to be open with the individual and say, this is what I'm looking
No
for, this is
labels.
what I want,
Yeah.
right?
Once you
And
put a
when
label on it,
Right, and
It's
once,
a wrap.
once you
Right.
ask something of them, that becomes social constructs, social constrictions.
Or like, oh,
and
you're
that's a lot of-
expecting too much of
Right.
me. It's too
And it's
much.
like, but I'm not. All I really want is just to know that you're gonna be, like, I'm ride or die. And if I
Yeah.
choose you, that's it.
Yeah,
Like, we gonna go hard or go home.
right.
That's it.
But he had someone else.
But he had someone else.
and he just straight ghosted you
And
afterwards.
straight ghosted.
And you guys never became friends after that?
No, haven't heard from him since.
What the fuck?
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
a real ghost.
Wow.
Yeah, haven't heard from him since.
Man, he probably felt really bad and was like, yo,
Yeah.
Did you guys follow each other on social
still on
media?
Instagram, yeah.
So he follows you still?
Yeah, he still follows me.
What?
Yes.
Sin!
so there's been no
Yes.
DM or anything.
Nothing. I
But he
DM'd
sees
him.
everything you do.
Yes, but I DM'd him
You gotta block him.
twice before. Because I DM'd him 1 month after, because I gave him some time. Because I messaged him and said, I know I dropped a lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know I dropped a lot.
hmm
But, like, you know, just letting you know, it's not that serious. Take your
Yeah.
time. I'm here to listen.
Yeah.
He's like, thank you. I appreciate it. We're good.
So he answered.
He answered. Then that was it.
mm
Then I didn't hear from him. Then after 2 months, I messaged. I was like, just want to say hello because I like miss hanging out with you.
hmm
It's not even a big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's just I miss hanging out with you. And then nothing. Then I messaged one more time the month after. So now this is like April. Nothing. And I said, fuck that. I can't.
Oh, is he still with his girl?
Probably.
That's probably what it is. Probably
Does
what it
he?
is.
She know that he
I
likes
don't
men
know.
too?
Yeah, he knows. She knows that he likes men. I'm sure.
Yes.
But I
you're
don't
sure,
know.
but you're not sure.
I'm sure.
You
But
sure?
I don't
Yeah, but
know-
it's different because you're not just any old man. This
Right,
is like
but
something
I don't
you
know.
really like.
Right, I don't know if she knew about me
Right.
and about what was going on.
And he really liked you.
Right.
That's why, and that's like that
And
gets
that's like
that just
what it
gets
Maybe that was easier for him
Yeah.
than being with you.
guys.
and he
Ghost-
picked
Ghost
up
like one of the
easier.
I think one of the main things about ghosting is
Let's
like
hear
it's
it.
one of two things.
Let's hear it.
Either you did something that, or your breath stink, or like you did something that I
True.
just
True.
Or you're tiene bajo grajo,
Right.
like under your breath.
Eso era.
Bajo grajo? Oh, you say that in
Yeah,
English?
I'm agreeing with that. I have no
That
idea what
underarm
you said.
smell?
The pheromones
Right.
are not good.
Agua
Right.
grajo.
The
Like
pheromones
sometimes
are
it's
not
like
good.
yeah, like
You don't smell
sometimes
Yeah,
right.
there's
You
a
don't
Right.
smell right to me.
Or-
I don't like you. Get
Yeah.
out my house.
Yeah.
That's it.
or
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
deep fear of a true commitment with somebody that you possibly can really love,
Yeah.
and you end up being like, I gotta.
Bounce.
And then you know what? Some people might consider that the responsible thing to do.
Mm.
Ghosting can sometimes be the responsible thing to
Right.
do.
What if they're a
True.
player? And that's what they do.
Not just that, like, well, yeah, they could
Because
do
what
that.
if you got what you wanted and then you
No,
done,
but there could be
you're out.
there can be the guy that who he found another woman. Let's say he's married, but he's building a rapport and like really they're really talking and they're becoming friends and he wants more. He might ghost because he's like, I know this is gonna end up in a bad.
Yeah.
And some
Because
people
he's
might give him,
married and he was
Right.
some
cheating
people
on
would
his
give him
wife.
some people would give him kudos for that. Some people like that was the responsible thing to do.
Right, but here's
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying. Especially in a long-term relationship, or as any kind of long-term commitment with another
Right.
individual, whether it's friendship or whatever. And
Right.
in this marriage situation, right? It's more like I would think the responsible thing to do is to provide closure for
Yeah.
that person and for yourself.
At the time, well, yeah, he's not.
You know, but
he
you
or she's
can't-
not thinking about
Right,
that.
you're not thinking about that. But
Right.
I think to myself, because I know I've had a situation with another boyfriend of mine where I knew it was gonna work out. Because I was in a different place, he was in a different place. We needed different things.
Right.
And I was looking to settle down and be with like trying to build my empire.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm building my dynasty.
Yeah.
And you're still looking around for what you want. And so it's like I still love you, but this is not gonna work out.
Right.
So I sat down and we talked.
But you're a mature, intelligent man, and not everyone is like you.
I appreciate
I'm an
Honestly,
idiot.
most people are selfish.
I looked at Breach.
Well,
I'm an idiot. I have
listen,
no problem
most
saying
people
that.
are selfish, including myself. I would have to say, like, we're selfish, and a lot of the times we think about us. and how we are gonna feel, and
Right.
we're not thinking about the other person.
Mm.
So I think
But
that's
actually, no.
why you ghost, because you don't give a fuck.
No, I do
You
care about the other
care-
person because I'm leaving them out of harm. I'm leaving them out of harm's way.
Yeah, but then you don't know
Mm.
that if they really like you or loved you, they're going to feel like this is not gonna come out of their brain for a long time. They're gonna
Right.
keep
Mhm.
thinking
They're gonna
about
be thinking
it.
about it for a long time.
Yeah, they're gonna cry about it
Mhm.
if it's somebody that really liked you, or,
Right.
you know, was kind of like,
And you're gonna keep wondering, is it something I did wrong?
yeah.
Ghosting is hard, man.
Ghosting's hard. Like I can understand it within the context of like quick stuff.
Right.
Like if you're
Yeah.
talking to someone, you're on like dating apps or Grindr.
Bye.
And the vibe is
Bye,
just
bitch.
not
And the
working.
vibe is not working, and you didn't really
Yeah.
meet them. You weren't really into it anyway.
Gotta
Like,
go.
That's the equivalent of being. That's the equivalent of being in a dating thing.
Right.
Like you're in a
Like
dating
in a pool.
room.
Right.
Like in a pool.
A
You're in a
bunch of
dating room,
fishes.
and we're hanging out. We're
You
saying
like each
hello.
other.
We're like,
Right.
what's good? What's good? What's good? And then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, smell right, or like, I don't like how that looks.
That's it. That's just embarrassing. So
And
you
then-
wouldn't want to say
right.
that.
So then you just
Yeah. But you know
Walk
what
away.
the worst part is, like, I've dated guys when I was in my stage, Cindy knows, the fun stage,
Right.
where I was done with my ex-boyfriend of like almost 4
Vegan,
years, and then I was just living,
Uh-huh.
and I was on Bumble,
Bye.
and I was having so much
On
fun.
Bumble. Okay.
She was having fucking greatest time on Bumble. I couldn't even last
I
a
was
week.
like, Cindy, you need to be on Bumble, Cindy.
I was like, I'm done with this fucking app.
So a lot of like people, you would sit down with them, and I would definitely let them know, like, listen, I'm not looking for a serious relationship.
Mhm.
I'm just looking to have fun.
Mhm.
So I hope you're cool with that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they are okay with that. So
Yeah.
once things get a little too like they want something else,
Right.
which I already said what I wanted, then it gets to a point where you're like, okay, I guess this is not going the way that I stated from the beginning.
Right.
Right.
So maybe I should just ghost you. This is me talking to
Right.
myself.
Yes.
I think,
Yes. Thinking to yourself, I
Yeah,
will fly
like-
away like a spirit on the wind.
It's
yeah,
great.
like you're texting me too much, you're asking me too many questions. We went on 3 dates, and now you're asking me where I'm going, who I'm with, and do you want to do this tomorrow? And then actually texting me
See, but you
over and over about it. You know what I mean?
But you
Yeah.
stipulated what you wanted from the beginning.
Right.
That's
Right.
the thing.
Is the worst ghosting though, and can we all agree the worst
Okay,
ghosting
okay.
is probably the first time having sex, and then have you guys ever experienced the first sex and then not hearing from that person again?
No, I have not experienced that.
I have been the one to do that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I did that.
Oh, you guys suck!
I did that shit.
What happened?
It was
Yo,
terrible.
It was terrible.
Oh, I'm fucking dead right now.
So what happened? The vibe?
No,
They're both like that.
Everything.
like
They're in unity
there was
right
like a
now.
Smell. I was not
Everything.
in it.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
smell?
Yeah.
Her smell?
Yeah.
Straight
It was just not.
yeah.
It was not what's poppin.net. Like it was.
Oh, I'm
And it got to the
sorry.
point I dropped her home and I never picked up. Like she called.
Did
back
you
to
say,
me.
I'll see you soon, I'll see you again?
Yeah, I did. I was like, yo, all right, we'll
This
chop it up.
this was fun.
Yeah, this is cool. And I said, oh,
Do this
yo,
again sometime.
all right.
Oh, God.
I was like, yo, I'm gonna call you. Yeah, that's the if a guy says, yo, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call
They're
you.
never gonna call you. I
That's
know
the
that.
that's the
I know
ghosting.
that.
That's the
Yeah.
ghosting
I'll
bat
text you
signal right
later.
there.
Or like, let's chat.
Yo,
Let's chat
whoa,
another day.
yo, you want to we'll do dinner or something? We'll do that. We'll do
Dinner
that?
for what? Nah.
Well, but just some things don't
That's like the
work
worst.
out.
I think,
That's right.
see,
You
the
know?
thing, at least in
Some
my
things
Damn.
just
experience,
don't work out.
at least in my experience with this person.
Was he a cock monster too?
No.
Okay.
The
Was it
disappointment in
too
his
They're
face.
not all cock
Yeah.
monsters.
They're all cock monsters. And that's
Cindy sounds so happy. Like, yeah.
Thank God.
No, but it was like I was just like I can't because it was one of those situations where I didn't like. I wish that he read the room because I wasn't really into it.
Bring the room.
You know, because I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not here. I haven't even sat down.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even taken off my coat,
Right.
and I don't even know why you still think I want this. But then this is my issue too because I know for myself in terms of boundary making that sometimes I feel bad for other people, and
Oh.
sometimes I feel like, but I did say I would do this.
Yeah.
But I did say I was going to be in this situation, and I did commit to
And
it.
a lot of us feel that way.
Right.
And that's horrible. You
And
just
so-
don't give up your power.
So exactly, and so in that sense, I did, and I understand that. And
You gave it up?
I gave it up, but not fully, because it was just,
Half?
no, it was just dancing in the shower,
Oh.
you know.
Oh.
It's some fun stuff.
Okay.
Ooh.
I like to do some belly dancing for people. It's a vibe.
I like that.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you make it and wet is good. In any case.
I really don't need to know everything.
I love
No,
details.
Fox. She's like, wait, tell me more.
Anyway,
No,
go
no.
on.
So anyway,
You don't hang out with him as much as I do. Go ahead.
I like it. Go.
So in any case, it just ended up being I left, and he was hitting me up, and I was like,
Like, no.
thankfully.
You didn't answer?
I didn't. I blocked him.
Ooh, no answer?
No answer.
No,
Because
nothing?
it was real. Because on his part, it was very aggressive,
Ooh,
and especially for me. Because
yeah.
I was just like, but you see, I'm not really that interested. He was like grabbing, pulling the whole thing, and I was like, So in that situation,
Jesus.
I understand where I was, and I understand why I ghosted.
Mhm.
But I also acknowledge that he probably deserved a better situation in the sense of me saying, being in my power and saying, no, this is not what I wanted. I'm going to rescind my earlier statement.
This guy is making being a savage sound so eloquent. Like that's the
Yes.
like fuck out of here. You were just
But
being
you
a
know-
savage. Like
you
it just
know what
wasn't.
he's saying?
Yo.
It just was not what's popping. It was just
He
not.
deserved it.
Yeah, he was like,
He
nah,
deserved it.
I'm doing you a favor. I'm not gonna hit you up again. Your dick is whack.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
So-
That's all you have to say. He's like, no, because you gotta understand. Nah, my nigga. It was whack. You said fuck out of here, and I'm going home. Don't call me
We
again.
we got a guy in the comments.
Tell us,
Please.
One of our viewers who said that it happened to him, but he had a nosebleed the entire time.
So wait, so he was having. So wait,
Wait, what
They had
happened?
He
He
got
was-
ghosted
He got
Because-
ghosted
because
Wow.
during the
Nosebleed.
entire time he was having sex, he had
See,
a
that's
nosebleed.
you would ghost the guy because his nose was
That's
bleeding.
just unfortunate.
But why don't you stop and actually help him?
Yeah, why? Like,
I don't know.
Why'd you not?
Why didn't
listen,
she
out?
stop?
Yeah.
He keeps going and he's bleeding out.
McFly?
and I'm
Like, was that good?
I'm talking to viewer McFly. Why didn't she help you out?
Yeah, she should have get you a tissue or something.
And my cousin Jessica from Cali said to Gabe TMI.
Listen, we love TMI. That's why this is blunted on reality.
I know. But she's
So-
like TMI LOL.
So have you guys ever ghosted a guy because the sex was terrible?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
See?
Sorry.
I think women do it more than men do because men will be like, yo, I'm still gonna try to get that nut, so fuck it.
It's
You
all-
guys will be like,
I gotta go.
Yeah. It's also, I feel like.
How whack was it that you had to do that?
Just the vibe. It's funny because that happened to me one time, and it was a very, very good-looking guy. Like when I met him,
Wow.
everything, sparks were flying. You know,
Okay.
he was so sexy.
Dígame otra vez.
So
She was like, this is gonna be some great
and
sex.
it was the worst sex I've ever had. It was really awkward because, like, I am a talker,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also a little aggressive, so I like to tell guys what to do in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And he was not for it. But he was more like telling me what to do while I was telling him what to do.
What?
So it was not working
That nigga's
out.
arguing. No,
So it
I want you to bend over. No.
No.
So was the
Yeah.
turn
No,
off
you like
because you wanted control?
Yes, and he wouldn't give it up.
that.
And so you never called him
So-
again.
So you got turned off by that.
We never spoke again. Like he fed me. I felt bad because he fed me. We
Mhm.
had a
Don't
great
feel bad.
few
Be
times.
savage.
We went out, and then I saw him at the bar like years later. I was like, hi. That was so.
What?
He's like, I know you.
Hold that thought because McFly said it was just crazy. The guy with the
Yeah,
nosebleed.
yeah.
Her room was hot. Her bed was high off the ground. It looked like a murder
He
scene.
had an altitude problem.
When we turned on all the lights, we met after drinks. It was a one night
The
thing.
lights
It was
were
a one night
That's a
thing.
The
lot.
lights were
That's a
on.
lot.
Yeah.
So then when they turned on the lights,
We
what
turned on all the lights. That's what he said. Looked like a murder scene because that's how much.
Because his nose was bleeding.
Damn.
No, that's not. I don't. But that doesn't.
Blood all
But
over
wait,
her
but didn't
bed.
he know that he had a nosebleed?
Yeah, you don't feel yourself.
Yeah.
You don't feel.
He
your nose.
felt it. They turned on the lights and
He
it was like a
probably thought it
murder
was
scene.
boogers.
Oh.
Or
He
running
felt
nose.
it.
And then-
Like a running
The
nose.
lights were off. He felt it. They turned the lights. It was like a murder
That's
scene.
why
It was a
you
hot
turned
mess.
the
So that was
lights
it.
on.
But that's not. But that's not like. That's not. That shouldn't be a knock on him or
Right,
whoever.
that's
That's. Yeah, if she was like, if she doesn't want to contact you
What
after
if she's
that.
not into blood like that?
My
Yo.
nose. It's not like you asked for me to like. I'm not.
It's not like I can
oh, you want me to bleed?
command.
He
from my
said it
nose,
was.
bitch?
He
Like-
said it was a
like a-
one night
like
thing.
a dragon.
He met her at the bar.
But what I'm saying is that it's not like.
He fucked up her sheets. Of course she's not gonna call him back.
Oh, he thought that was like sweat, and it was actually blood.
Oh man.
That's,
Damn. And
Okay,
why?
so you were smearing it too, so you probably was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh.
that's
But still, I don't think it's not like he said, "You want me to bleed on? I'm gonna bleed from my nose on your bitch." And then she was like, "No, please stop, don't." Like
That's a lot. That's too
So
much.
to follow up on what happened to Eve then,
Yes.
because that was one of the questions I was going to ask. Have you
Yeah.
ever ghosted someone and then you run into them somewhere
ooh,
Oh,
and you just
that
did?
happened, and that was scary.
have
Because
I?
I was like, wait a minute, I think.
You know what the funny?
I had a friend moment.
That hasn't happened to me.
You know what the funniest thing is though? Most of the time, people don't even remember you.
He
You know?
remembered me.
Unless they
I
got,
wish he didn't.
unless they caught up, or
Yeah.
they got some feelings, and you're
That's
the one
right.
ghosting them, and then
Right.
you bump into them.
Now, why did you go somebody after sex?
The dick was too big.
It was just not only that. Like I've had
But that
incidents
was
too
one of
where
the
that was
reasons.
one thing. It was just way
Why
too
do you
big.
always run into these big, big dick men? I
Because
don't.
she has big dick energy.
I think
She's
so.
out here being like, I got this vibe.
I don't know.
swear.
I started telling the universe, could you just deliver me a perfect sized dick that I can actually hang with?
Yo,
So it was that. To answer Preach's question, it was that, and also,
What besides the cock?
Right.
yeah.
And then other times because it was just whack. Like same
so you've
thing.
done this often,
Just
like
didn't vibe. Or like I'm feeling them and then we go there and then it's like, why did I go there?
Right.
Mm.
It's just awkward afterwards.
And it's not even that, you just lose it. Like
Mm.
I think guys need to do more foreplay. Like if this is like your first time,
Yeah.
you have to do more of the kissing.
I gotta
and, like,
chill. Yeah, you gotta do
there
that.
are like so many erotic.
No, for real. Like I realized that early in life.
It's not
like,
just lips and vagina, guys. There's
Right.
nipples, there's neck, there's ears, there's arms, there's inside of your thighs. There's
You want some time? You want us to leave right now?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, okay.
you want to be alone by
You know,
yourself?
like, I mean, we can leave the room if you like.
their toes.
I can tell you, it's really the difference between treating someone as a sexual object and treating someone as a person.
Yeah.
So like if you go into a sexual situation treating them as an object, of course it's going to be just two zones
And awkward.
and very awkward, and it's not going to be pleasant. But if you go into the situation knowing that this person is a human that is having experiences just like yourself
And wants to come.
and wants to do that, then you want to
Preach is
like,
uncomfortable.
No, I'm not uncomfortable at all. I'm just trying. Like,
He's like, this guy's making it all intellectual.
He's got it. He's got it.
because the
man.
people need to know.
No, you got it.
I feel,
Exactly.
Let the
it's
people
like-
know.
Because otherwise, like this is the problem of what's happening with ghosting too, right? Is because a lot of the times ghosting is coming from this space where people do not want to have conflict.
Mm-hmm.
People do not want
Or they
to
can't
be-
face their fears.
Are facing their fears or are having difficulty addressing emotional wounds that they already have within themselves.
Drama and
Right?
traumas.
Drama and trauma. And so all of that then becomes encapsulated in all of these romantic experiences.
Yeah.
So if you're in this situation, of course, sure there's ghosting to the degree of like, all right, we're just chatting. Obviously the conversation's not going off. I'm not gonna message you again.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't even we didn't
Right.
even start.
Yeah, I don't even know you,
You
so
know?
it doesn't matter.
But then there
Like,
become
like
right.
that poor son.
Oh, did you even know his name? You just knew his avatar
It's
name.
so fucked up. Like I laugh because I can't. I'm just like I can't when he texted me and I didn't respond. And then the next day he's like, "Hey, are you getting this? I think there's something wrong with my phone. I think there's something wrong with my phone." And I was just like, "My nigga, you're getting ghosted. Like that's all it is."
Maybe that's a new thing that we should do. When it happens,
Yo, you getting
the
this?
word ghosted. Period.
This nigga, hey, are you getting this? I'm texting you. You know,
It's not working.
this is working.
Maybe that's a good
I'm gonna call Verizon right now and find out what's going on.
I was like, I can't. I just can't.
When the Verizon representative has to tell you, nah, fam,
You were
it's just not
ghosted.
that into you,
You were
bro.
ghosted. It wasn't good.
And that's what that is, all right? Nothing's wrong with your service.
Actually, that'll be great for dating applications.
Yes.
if they involve themselves with a ghosting option. To have a secondary party come in and say, excuse
That's
me,
too
this
hurtful.
person-
Just
That's
send a
hurtful.
little ghost emoji like you said,
Ghost
like
emoji, just like,
ghost.
That's hurting feelings, though.
Drop it in
You're
You're already hurting feelings. Look at
You're already hurting feelings.
Nah, let him figure that out on his own. Like, I don't want to
What
put a
the
reason like
fuck?
you gotta go to therapy. I'm not trying.
Yo, and thank God,
Like, I'm not doing that.
and thank God, like when I went on these fucking dating apps, I was using a text-free number because there was no way in hell I was giving them
Yeah.
my real number.
Cindy's
Yeah.
so smart.
I appreciate that.
See, when I first told her, she was like,
Calculated.
"You gave them a text-free." I'm like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah.
You were calculated. Like,
Very.
you're like, yo,
She
I'm
got
gonna let him walk.
boundaries on boundaries.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Too
smart,
many
though.
walls,
That's
too
smart.
many boundaries.
It's good
If
to
you,
have.
if I feel you're cool and stuff, then you get the real number.
Speaking on those
Right.
dating apps, like I heard this crazy story, and it's kind of a little so off track. This is a ridiculous story.
Mm.
So, a friend of a friend of a friend, her daughter went on a date on somebody on Tinder, right?
Mm.
They actually have a good date, actually have a good time. They go to his place, right? She goes to the bathroom. Well, I'm sorry. He's like, hey, let me give you a massage. Let me rub your back or whatever. And she says, okay. So she gets a massage, whatever. She said, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. She proceeds to call her friend just to let her know, like, listen,
Where she is.
this is
That's
my
right.
address.
Right.
Whatever. I'm just letting you know where I'm at, just so you don't worry. And if something happens, you know where I'm at. He overhears it, and then he's like, yo, you gotta get out my house. I don't want you. You're making this weird. Goodbye. But her back starts itching constantly, and she's like wondering, like, yo, like, what is wrong with my back? She gets a rash. Ends up getting really bad. Long story short, she goes to the hospital. Doctors tell her, like, we discovered massage oil and meat tenderizer. That guy was gonna eat you.
What?
Oh,
Swear to God.
Shit.
That guy was going to eat you, my friend. For real.
So that's
They
why
couldn't-
it was weird when you said that he was upset at the fact that he caught her talking to her friend, saying where she was. Of course, a
Right.
regular dude wouldn't care.
Wouldn't care,
Would be
right.
like okay with
Right.
that.
He was like,
He was gonna eat her
meat tenderizer was in
alive.
That is someone that you ghost.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is so creepy.
There is no coming back from that one.
She had an angel on her
They
side.
went back.
First
They
of
tried to go back to that same apartment. They couldn't find him there.
He
Ooh.
wasn't there.
So we.
What? He disappeared?
Of course.
I don't know. I
because
guess. Yeah.
So
I don't
he's
know.
out there eating fucking other people.
Well, I don't know if they
Well,
actually
you
did
know,
find
when
him.
you really think about it, they're missing women, but you're only missing if you're not
I
found.
heard this story this week. I was
So,
like, yo,
you know?
never ever doing dating sites ever.
Yep.
Ever.
Yeah, I'm not with the apps.
I'm
I can't
well. This was what I used to do. I used to always face if I'm gonna date you and
Yeah.
we're like we hit it where we're gonna hit it off and now we're gonna go date. Then I need to FaceTime you because I need to figure out where you are and I need to see what the fuck you look like. If
Right.
you're not,
Yeah. This makes sense to me.
fishing,
Catfish.
catfishing me.
Mhm.
Catfish. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
That has
something that I
happened
would use.
often.
And also, you're gonna meet them in a public place. I would never go like on a one-on-one thing because
Yeah.
you don't
But
know
hold
this
on, like
person.
you just mentioned, like certain vibes you kind of like get attracted to, and you might think it's okay. She thought it was okay to go to his apartment
That
and
is
get
some
a,
fucking
get a
So
massage.
weird
scary.
shit. That's blue.
You know,
right there.
like
Mm.
Thank God I've never had any creepy situation like that.
I will explain the bluebeardness of this. It's an old German story about this man who had a blue beard, right? He's a king,
Yeah.
had everything, right? It's
Is
in
it fiction?
It's fiction. It's in the story. It's in the book, The Woman Who Ran with Wolves. It's very good. But it's a German fairy tale, folk tale, and it talks about psychology, like it's a psychological folk tale. Essentially, this king, right, likes these three girls. These three girls are the older sister, middle sister, youngest sister. The two oldest ones were like, fuck that. This guy got a blue beard. He's fucking weird. He gives me weird vibes. I'm not here for it. But the young girl was like, ooh, but it's nice. Let me go talk to it. He gets her, marries her, says, you can have everything. I'll give you everything, but just don't open that door. So, what did they do? Sure. Sisters come over, they're like, hey, what's up? So what's good? How's this crib looking? And they're like, it's real nice,
But
just
you
can't-
but we can't open this
That's
door.
right.
They're like, oh, let's do it. Because
Right.
curiosity.
Of
And also
course.
the older parts of
that guy should have known
parts they
better.
know,
Just keep a lock
right?
on that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She unlocked it. What was inside? All his previous wives that were killed because they opened the door.
Oh.
Oh.
What the
So-
fuck?
So she was next because she opened the damn
Right.
door.
They But she called her brothers come, kill the guy. So she's safe. But the idea, the story is similar to this. It's a real life version of this, right? Is that you are, like, oftentimes because we're not in tune with our intuition and in tune with, like, what's going on within us, we sometimes get tempted or interested in things that are detrimental to us. And so, and because they're linked to our wounds and they're promising us something that we think that we can't give to ourselves. So you out here looking at this man being like, oh, he's going to treat me right. He took me to dinner. Now he's going to give me a massage. And these are things that I would never give to myself.
Yeah.
These are things that I would never care for about myself. And now someone's finally caring about me. But your gut will be screaming. Get the fuck out of that house.
Yeah.
Don't even go to the house.
Right.
You have to listen to your intuition.
This is what I'm
Ghosting
saying.
can save your life.
Ghosting can save your life.
She ghosted him, but
That's the positive
That's
in
the
ghosting.
positive side.
It
The
can
positive
save
side,
you.
It can save your life.
Because if you're getting a
Of
weird
course.
vibe from somebody,
Just
we're
run.
like, yo,
Just fucking run the other way. Run up the mountain, light the fires, call the Rohirrim, run.
that's
Like-
true. That makes a lot of sense, though, because what you guys just said, it makes so much sense. It just clicked.
right.
Yeah.
It can literally save your life.
Absolutely.
If that's some weird ass vibe, like this guy, there's something. creepy
not always
about
a bad
him.
thing.
It's not always a bad
Yeah.
thing. Ghosting is not always a bad thing. You just
No.
gotta know. You just gotta know where you're coming from
Yeah,
and why you feeling the need to ghost.
and sometimes you don't have to explain it.
Yeah, you don't have to. Sometimes you just gotta go.
And until you run into them again, and it's like, hey, man, what are you
Well, in
doing?
that situation, you call the cops.
Right.
And you'd be like, oh, I found
Well, yeah,
him.
that
Hold
situation's
up,
a little
the
bit
butcher's-
different,
The butcher's here.
The butcher's here. Let me get this. Let me just call 911 right quick.
Meat tenderizing.
That sounds like some
That
fucking
sounds
Dexter shit.
Crazy.
But I just think it's like, you have to, there's also responsibility too, man. Like, you know, if it's a mutual thing or if it's something where, okay, you don't just, these guys aren't vibing. It's not that the person is weird. It's just that, oh, you know it's not going to work. I think it's safe to say, oh, hey, I'm not really comfortable in what we're having, so I don't think we should just move forward with with this.
Sometimes it is.
And then you go on to your separate ways. Like, that's it. Like, I think to some people, they are owed that to a certain extent. Like, you have to say to certain people, like, yo, so they can move forward and they can analyze themselves and realize, oh, what did I do wrong? Maybe I was too forward. And they could take that learning experience to their next relationship.
Yeah, when you're comfortable with communication. But then
Right.
when you have the ones that aren't, they don't want confrontation. They don't want to
Right.
communicate. They don't want to deal with it.
Mhm.
So they're going to just run.
It's also a
Gotta
two-way
go.
street.
Right.
You can't have a conversation by yourself. Because if you do, you're just talking to your traumas.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
So it's like it becomes problematic because now it's not just on you. It comes from both you and the person that you are engaging with.
Right.
And if you're unable to have the conversation with that person, it's not going to be beneficial for either party.
So how long do you go without contacting somebody
Until they get it.
After they have ghosted.
after they ghosted you?
Yeah. How long do you wait until
You stop fucking-
texting them?
Yeah, because some
messaging
people
Like, hey,
keep
what's up?
trying. Yeah.
Dep-
Some people
I say
keep
a
going.
week.
See, I think.
I say like 2 messages.
real.
If they don't respond back, that's it.
I think, yeah, you're right.
No messages
Yeah,
is-
and that's
that's
it.
it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because why are you texting them for a whole week for?
Right.
Because that's the thing. Because the people who are trying to text them, because now they disappeared. So now they keep texting like, why aren't they speaking to me? Because
Yeah.
you're feeling like it's you, and you need that validation that
The
it's
more
not
text
you.
doesn't mean that they're gonna respond back.
But isn't it also safe to say that if
Yeah,
you...
but in your head, you're thinking
Yeah.
like, the more I do it, she's gonna have to respond to me.
Right, right.
So let's break it down. Like, is it safe to say, like, if you have a successful date, you're going to text the next day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, that sounds quite familiar. That voice is so sexy.
That's really funny, Preach. You are sexy.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Is it safe to say,
Ah,
so after, let's say it's a good date. Saturday, you guys had a good date, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to text each other the same, Sunday,
right.
right?
Right.
So that's how I kind of measure it. If we went on a date on Saturday, we don't hear from each other on Sunday, I text you on Monday and you don't hit me back, then it's a wrap.
Because
Well-
you texted me one time. What if I'm working?
No, we didn't hit each other on
then
Sunday.
But listen, this
But
is
so
what I
what?
think. If I text
If
you
the date
and
went
you
well,
haven't
we'll
texted me
we'll-
back, you're gonna text back.
Right.
Even if it's tomorrow. So why am I texting you 1,000 times?
Right.
But you might be like on Sunday, like, well, I was just with him yesterday. Let me not overdo it. because I don't like fucking sticky situations. I don't like
Right.
feeling suffocated.
Right.
You know this. I got mad shit that I don't like. But anyway, I'm sitting here like, but
You don't like
something
big
like
dicks.
that,
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
like humongous dicks, cock monster dicks. I don't like. Anyway, but the whole point is, right? Like, you don't want to be suffocated, let's say, or you don't want to feel like. So
Like you're
now,
being too
yeah.
much.
So what if you just take a day in between? Like that doesn't mean
Nah.
you're not
If
interested.
you listen, if the date goes well, you want to hear from them.
But
probably
what
the
if
next
I already
day.
told you that night, the same night, like I had a great time, da da da.
Yeah, but why are you waiting so long?
Yeah,
it
a
makes
whole
me
day?
believe that you have a girlfriend at home or your wife, and you're waiting to not be with her in order to send me
I
a
was
text
just-
or message me.
I was just
FaceTime me or
with you
comment.
Saturday, so the next day I'm obligated to.
No,
No, you're not. But it's more
That's
of a,
what I'm saying.
But that's what I mean. You're not that
But you-
interested.
but you
then.
But then that means
If
that
you
you're
were-
expecting me to make you feel good, because now it's like I have to text you.
If
And if
you-
I don't, I don't give a fuck.
No. But if you had a really great date, now we're not telling you it's mandatory for you to text them.
Right, I'm
I'm
saying
just
it's
saying-
not mandatory.
But if I text you that Sunday, were you gonna get to text me back?
Oh, I would text you back. I would
Okay,
text you back.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if we had a great time and I text you on Sunday, you don't hit me back,
Yeah.
and then I wait Monday, I text you Tuesday, and I don't hear from you.
Oh, that's different.
Then it's a
Yeah.
then it's a wrap.
I thought you
I
were
give
saying
up.
like we had a great time Saturday,
Right.
Sunday comes, nothing. Monday I hit you up,
Right.
and you don't hit me back, I'm done.
Yeah. That's what
I'm like-
yeah.
Yeah, it took me a little while to learn this, but with men, you have to kind of let them chase you also. For me, this is how I feel.
Mhm.
Because if I went on a date and I think we both like each other and I'm the one texting you and always starting the conversations and I don't feel that,
'Cause-
I don't even know if like the interest is there for
Right.
the guy.
Mhm.
Because I'm the one always starting the conversation. I let him take the lead.
Because men are natural hunters, no?
Right, so if you don't want to
So
take
if-
the lead, then I know
No.
you're not that interested.
No,
Not
but
every man.
if
No, not every man. No.
Not every
I'm just
man.
saying though, but
Mhm.
like a lot of men are.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, but isn't it good for men to just take the lead and be,
if
you know?
so, do you?
or
would
know,
you
someone
say-
take the fucking lead? I'm not.
Right.
I
If a
think
female's
I'll let
not
you
a
take the
challenge,
damn
does
lead.
that
this is this,
does
I
that
have
keep
a
your
problem
interest,
with
or do you like a little challenge?
I know. I like a little challenge.
See?
There you
Not
go.
too
like a
much of
little
a challenge, but
Yeah, but a little bit.
I know a
You're
little
not gonna
bit.
want no bitch texting you 3 times,
Right.
4 times, 5 times,
Right.
and then you're like,
Well,
what the fuck?
Well, the
Like,
thing is, you want someone who's gonna have a rapport with you.
Yeah, like
You
if
want
I
someone
text.
who's gonna like, you want a witty person,
Right.
Someone who's
Yeah.
gonna engage you,
Right.
And it's not about misusing the game, but it's about playing the game knowing that both people know they're playing.
right.
I'm more of a vibe person. Like if we can have a great conversation, and we had a great time, then that conversation is gonna go into Sunday, in my
Right.
opinion, after that date,
Right.
Right.
and so on and so forth. Like you don't think about gaps in between. I would assume though, if we go out on a date on Saturday, I don't hear from you Sunday or Monday, and I text you Tuesday and then Wednesday, and you're not hitting me back, then I know it's a wrap.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
a
give
No,
up.
that's
Yeah.
different.
This is a
That's
wrap.
different.
It's like
But
she's,
that- yeah, I think-
she didn't like it and she's not hitting you back, and
I'm not
that
even
same guy
gonna
you
text
mentioned.
back.
Yeah.
I want you to text me, and if you didn't text me, then I'm never gonna text you.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
Right.
Because if you really liked me, you know, you're my man, not my man, but
Mm.
you're the man in this relationship. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but I feel like I want you to text me.
Pursue
and
you.
Pursue me, and if you don't, then I feel you're not interested, so why am I even texting you back? Why am I even the one, hey, what happened? Like, hey, what's up? That's kind of like beggy and needy to me, and I don't want to do that.
Nah, guys like a challenge though. We like to if a girl's like, hey, so like, what's up? How you doing? Like, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right.
But the best ones are like when you're talking and then they text you back, and then you're like in that conversation,
It's a
back
conversation.
and
Yeah,
forth.
right.
That's
Mm.
awesome.
Right.
So that must be why sometimes I'll hit you up, see how you're doing. You don't text me back.
No, that's not what it is. So.
He's probably in the sheet.
Stop
I mean-
it, spreading rumors,
I'm glad you brought this up. So this is what happens. I want everybody to be, because this not only happens to friends, this also happens to clients. They think I ghost them or I'm like in hiding or whatever.
You get busy,
Absolutely.
and you
I
see the text. You think you're gonna.
don't even
respond.
open it. I may see the number. I'm like, okay, I'll hit them up when I'm done. And then
The day gets
the
by.
day goes
that
by.
happened to me. Too.
Oh, so
That
I'm just a
happens.
number in that phone?
No, what I'm saying.
My name isn't there?
She's digging it.
Does it say
Yeah.
Cindy with a heart? Better put a heart there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's really good.
But on the real, like sometimes I
Yeah,
see
but
it.
I know that you're busy though.
Some people, but you know what? Other people don't. They think
Yeah.
I'm intentionally like being a dick.
Especially
think
if you're
I'm-
dating a girl and
Yeah.
you do that to them, they're gonna feel some type of way.
They seriously be like, yo, like I've gotten texts like, what did I do? What's the matter? Like,
Nothing. I'm just.
I'm like,
busy.
no, my bad.
I have a life.
I'm busy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't do that. I'm just like,
I
hey,
have a
what
life.
the fuck is going on?
yeah, she'll be like, she'll be like, yo, dickhead, like, hit me up about this. Like,
Yeah,
what's
she
going
knows
on?
you're not actually.
Right, I'm not
ghosting her.
right, and I'll hit her back. Oh, Jay, you know how it like, you know how it is.
I know he's always busy. It's
But
Right.
you are a very busy guy, Preach. And if
Yeah.
a girl doesn't
Yeah.
understand that, then they have an issue.
There you go.
I don't care.
Cindy
if they don't
understands that.
I don't care though, because I don't. And so I also use it as a crutch though, because I could go somebody at the same time. Yo, let me just tell you, you could go somebody and be a busy person, and use that as like I have proof I'm busy.
Yeah.
But I could also use that as a crutch, like, oh, the reason why I didn't hit you is because I have so much things going on, and this happened,
Yeah.
and then when I'm ready for you again, then I can hit you up like, hey,
To get some.
right, I could be like a month ago, I could be like, yo, so yeah, what's going on?
No, but this is
So
an
you
actual
see?
process because
So that's your fucking shit.
Nope.
I see how it is.
That's the process.
Sometimes I'll be like, yo, no, I was really busy. When in reality, I was not ready for
The
you
thing
yet.
is, like, if somebody's that interested, this is how I feel.
You
If
know
you're
what?
interested in me, you're not that busy.
You're a mess.
Yes,
I've heard that before. Somebody barked at me for
but
that.
it's true.
What?
If you are interested, really, really interested in me, then
You'll make
you shouldn't
time.
be that busy.
Somebody-
You will make time.
Somebody recently ghosted me for that because
Ooh, she did.
they were like, yo, I saw you looking at my Snapchats and all this other stuff.
But you
And-
can't text me back.
But
hate
I didn't
that.
I didn't text her. That was her problem.
But
I
I
didn't
hate
say
that. That's true what she said.
what?
You're looking
You
at
got
my
time to be
stories,
on
You're
Snap?
liking my pictures.
I didn't like any
Insta-
pictures.
You're on Instagram liking pictures, but
No.
you can't text me
No,
back.
he was on Snap.
He was on Snapchat.
Here's the thing.
Ugh.
And then she was no. Wait, I want to dissect because
You shouldn't have
she
done
was
that.
very
Talk about it.
angry, and I didn't
Talk
understand
about
why.
it. I'm here to explain.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's like the whole idea is that to text someone takes very little time and effort,
Yeah.
especially to text them. Because I've done this before with friends. Like,
Mhm.
because I have a friend of mine that we text a long, like texts,
Right.
I mean, tomes.
You guys really
this
talk.
is literature,
Mhm.
and
You
like,
can do voice notes too.
right? But we like to write,
Oh.
and so it's like,
Wow, you guys are really interesting.
Yeah.
it's like,
Right.
you know, I got
Okay.
interesting people. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's one of those situations where it's like, I know it's gonna be a long text. I know it's gonna take me time. And so what I do is message quick and be, hey, I acknowledge that I read your text message.
Right.
I will get back to you soon.
I've done that too.
That's it.
Like,
I'll
oh,
get back
I'm
to
a
you
little
soon.
busy now, but
And
I'll
so,
text
like,
you back.
And
It's
so
all
if you
good.
have time, that's why.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
That's what I
He's
said.
learning a
I didn't
lot.
know that. I didn't know. Yo, I didn't know.
Women will definitely appreciate
She
that.
said, I said, oh, yo, it was so crazy. I said, oh, when's the next time you coming by? She was like, never.
Never.
You saw my thing, blah 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 blah, and you'll miss me with that whole you've been busy
Yo,
shit.
She flexed.
And she was
She
like,
She
said-
yo,
told you exactly how she
Yeah,
felt.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
absolutely.
I
Maybe that's a
appreciate
good thing because now you're gonna learn.
I thought she overreacted. I was
I
like,
got-
why are you so upset about me?
I got a message for Preach.
She really
Well, I didn't do
likes
anything.
From Nori. She said, Preach, you ghosted me for my birthday party.
Shit.
Yo, Nori, I was busy. I had work.
I was busy. I was working.
We love you, Nori.
I was busy. I was working. Oh, yikes.
Oh, God, that was funny.
That like what you said was right because I think a part of ghosting too is like using that particular social move, right,
Mhm.
as a means of preventing yourself from addressing your commitment issues or addressing the issues that you have.
I just didn't feel like talking to her that weekend.
That's the thing.
That's
You
it.
weren't interested.
Right, but that's the thing. It's
You
like
have
if
too
you-
many girls you're talking to.
Right.
No, not at all. Like, no. No.
This nigga
And mind
got
you, these are
one in every
these are-
borough.
no, but these are situations with clients. Like, these are either, like, yo,
Like, I don't have to
preach,
talk to you
like,
about
what's
this.
going on? Like, and I'm like, oh,
Oh
no.
yeah, that's too much. Yeah, so
Because-
sometimes I feel
right,
like that
because the
too.
thing is,
Right.
it's like there's two different sides to it, right? There's
Right.
that side where it's like, you know, you don't like sometimes you just don't have the time. Actually, don't
No,
have
I
the
feel
time.
like it
And
too.
you don't want to do, and also like this is your
Right.
time.
Right.
You don't have to mitigate your time.
No, she
for
was
other people.
very upset. I
Yeah.
didn't understand why she was so upset.
But
But,
in
apparently, you proven that no. If you've been watching, and I can see it, like she would post up on Snapchat, and I check all of them out, like was in passing or whatever.
Yeah, but you could have texted her back in that time, and
It's
I think she was
happening.
really
It's in the-
interested in you for her to be that upset.
That's
So
the
she's
thing.
pissed.
She
And then,
really
yeah.
liked you. Did you guys have sex?
Nah, it wasn't even like that. No,
She
man,
really
nah.
liked you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know you could.
No.
You know you can set up an automatic message on your phone, right? So when they text you and you're busy, like it'll pop up saying that you're working
you
or
can,
whatever.
You can work a few out actually.
Yeah.
You know, like the ones that said sorry, can't talk right now, and then
Right.
you can actually put your own there.
You could do your own.
Damn,
your
we're gonna
own
help you out,
custom
Preach.
one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can put there like,
Crazy.
hey honey, or hey babe, whatever, or princess or baby doll.
Right.
Guys, we're like at the end of our
Can't
convo.
talk. Oh, we are. This was a great
It's
show.
10:30 already.
Wow.
We gotta wrap
That's
it
a
up.
vibe.
This was a good ghosted show.
It
Yeah.
was.
Oh yeah, I gotta go to this.
We're gonna need that outro.
Got a ghost. He's ghosting us.
Yes,
guys-
yes.
Guys, thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you everyone.
Check out the show page on Instagram, Blunted on Reality
Yes,
Show.
follow us and subscribe. Blunted on Reality
Subscribe,
Show.
tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yes, please. And thank you to both of our co-hosts today,
Our special guest host,
We love
Gabriel.
Thank you.
Gabriel and
Preach.
And Preach, it left the seat because he's actually
Engineering for
this
us
is the
too.
studio guy here.
I'll be busy.
He's a busy. See, he's
I'll be
working
busy.
even right now.
That's right.
We love you guys.
We
Thank you
appreciate.
so
Thanks
much.
for tuning in. We out. Oh, music is off. I guess that was it. I like that one.
Musica.
We're off.
Oh.
Yeah, we're off.
I thought we were gonna leave the
That's
music on. Oh god, I started getting a headache at the end of the show.
Mm,
Ugh.
too many people talking.
No, I think